Sure.
Anushka, would it be possible for you to switch on your camera if that's not a problem?
Actually, today I won't be able to do
Acha,
that.
no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries. So, Anushka, could you just give me a little brief of yourself? I know that you're a
Sure.
working professional and you have a professional certification also, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just quickly give you my background. So I've done my schooling from Shikshanta School in Gurgaon only. After that, I had commerce with maths in my 12th grade. I scored an aggregate of 97.25%. Got into Hansraj College, University of Delhi. I did my BCom honors from there. I just graduated in 2022, and alongside my BCom honors, I also completed my ACCA degree. So now I'm an ACCA affiliate too. ACCA is particularly a chartered accountancy degree, which is
I,
originated in
I, I
UK.
am, I am aware. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So I've completed both of them, and currently I am working at EY. So I joined about 8 months back, and I'm in business consulting in financial services and risk management department, and I'm a senior analyst right now. So that's a little bit of a brief around about
So,
me. So anything
so
else you want to know?
okay. So, obviously, the senior analyst role was given to you because of your ACCA background.
Exactly, exactly. So ideally, I was getting a lot of opportunities on campus for analysts and all. But I think in 2020, I did an internship with EY. So I did negotiated my way that the only way I'm going to join you is if you give me a something, a little incentive of a little consideration towards my ACCA. So they did that, and I got the senior analyst position.
So now about your future plans, like what are you
Hmm.
planning to study?
So my plan is to do an MBA. Now I really want to go either to US or UK or maybe any other good colleges out there. Practically, I'm seeing Ivy Leagues and London Business School in UK, two three more in UK, and apart from that, then there's INSEAD in Singapore. Some colleges in Europe here and there. So mostly the top colleges I'm aiming, and my plan is to have a work ex of about 2 to 3 years, because I think 2 years is definitely the lower eligibility criteria. So I can't really go can't go before that. So after 2 years, it really depends about if what colleges I'm targeting. If they're looking at like their average is 3 to 4 years, then obviously I'll try and do at least three and a half or 4 years work ex, and then I'll go ahead and get an MBA then. So that's what I'm
Okay.
planning.
So let me give you a little brief as to how things are exactly.
Okay. Hmm.
So if you look at United States,
Hmm.
now normally it is believed that they will ask for a 5-year work ex, out of
Okay.
which 3 years is managerial. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
So this is true to a certain extent. So
Okay.
one has to do a deeper dive into it. And when
Hmm.
you do that, you'll realize that there are certain universities which are Ivy Leagues, but yet they ask for students who can have at least, I mean, minimum 6 months of experience and you can still apply.
Hmm. Understood. Okay.
So one of them is Columbia.
Hmm.
Okay.
I've heard. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So Columbia is an Ivy League university and it is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a 150-year-old university. So they can accept anybody who has more than 6 months of experience. That is one.
Hmm.
Uh, Brown, we definitely can't apply because they will require a 10-year of work ex, okay, with
Yeah.
3 years of experience,
Hmm.
managerial experience. Uh, UPenn, 5 to 6 years, but UPenn very clearly indicates that early career candidates, if
Hmm.
they have a good exposure, if they have done some challenging roles, they can also apply.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Hmm.
So two, and then if you look at Yale, now
Yeah.
this I'll go into numbers. So
Hmm.
uh, 32% of 55% of people who study
Hmm.
at Yale for an MBA program do not have any experience.
Okay. Okay.
So they're zero experience, right?
Hmm.
And 2 years experience would be round about say 32%, and
Okay.
more than 2 years is 13%.
Okay.
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 So this is how these three Ivy Leagues are placed. Okay.
Understood. Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
And if you allow me to share this file with you, wait.
Sure.
I'll just show you how it is in UK.
Hmm.
I have a research sheet here. Oh, here we are. Okay.
Hmm.
Don't look at the lower half. The lower half is not for you. Okay. I'm not discussing Oxford, LSE, Imperial right away. I'm rather
Okay.
discussing the tier two. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So tier two, if you look at Kings, uh, they require 10 years of work experience. Okay.
Okay.
But rest of
Hmm.
the others, all of them, they are like three to
Hmm.
5 years. So this is Warwick, this
Hmm.
3 years work ex, Leeds 3 to 5 years, Manchester 3 years, UCL does not have a program, Edinburgh is 3 years, Birmingham is 5 years, Southampton
Understood.
is 3 years. So
Hmm.
everybody is looking at majorly 3 year of
3 years.
work ex if it is a MBA per se program. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now, let's say you change the course and you say that, probably not MBA, maybe I want to look at financial analytics or probably pure finance or those kind of MSc finance kind of a program.
Hmm.
Then, with 1 year of work ex, you can apply anywhere in this world. Or
Okay.
the only thing is that US universities, some of them do not accept Indian graduates because we have a 3 year background. Okay.
Understood.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Hmm.
some of them will not accept us, but majorly rest of the world for a 1 to 2 year finance or a quantitative finance risk management program, financial analytics program, we are absolutely fine to apply.
Fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So also just because of your ACCA,
Hmm.
we might do a double check for US. We might find it equivalent to a 4 year education
Four
because
year. I did check that. So I spoke to someone else over
yeah,
there too. So
right.
they do consider it. Yeah.
Right. So that makes things more easier. And
Hmm.
rather than getting into a general MBA program, your background, I believe that it would add more value if you can look at a analytics or a risk management kind of a program. Probably.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Understood. Hmm. Hmm.
Although I understand your aspiration to look at an MBA program also because general management does come into one's mind.
Exactly. Hmm.
No takes on that. So that is how things are. So obviously, I welcome your decision that you're still looking to work for another 1 or 2 years and then probably apply,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
right? So that is absolutely fine. So that is one way of looking at things. Otherwise, what you can do is you can start applying to institutions which are looking for lower experience right now.
Okay. Hmm.
Because obviously one thing is that you want to get over. I mean, normally all people want to get over with
Of
their
course, we want
studies.
to get over with that stress,
That
that
is, yeah,
that uncertainty. I totally agree. Yeah.
right.
The sooner the
And
better.
the sooner the better. And then, you know, the gap between your college and your postgrad university, those years
Hmm.
can be really hard hitting. Going back to a classroom, sitting and enjoying a
Definitely.
lecture
Definitely.
is
Hmm.
something that if you ask me, I'm out of college for the last 25 years. So if you ask me like, "Aap ja sakte ho kya?" I would be scared. I would be
Of
really
course.
scared.
Of course. No. No. Definitely.
It's not possible. And then
Hmm.
in the context of building up a family and other responsibilities also, not
Yeah.
everybody remains in a position to get education. However,
Understood.
most
Hmm.
most US universities, if you look at their population and if you look at the age factor there, uh, there will be people who come with 5 to 10 years of work ex also.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is how definitely it is. So
Okay.
definitely, I think with 1 year of work ex also, you can try a couple of institutions. If the result works out for you, great. If it doesn't, then it's a clear indication that we should work for at least 3 years and then probably go ahead and
Then we can. Understood. ठीक है.
and
Understood. Yeah.
and
Makes
one
sense.
more important thing that all of these institutions, you look
Hmm.
at, even the Ivy Leagues, I have actually gone through research and sent candidates there. So except for your resume and your academic scorecards and your extra qualification, they look beyond that,
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
anything in terms of social contribution that you've been doing?
So when I was in college, I was in a lot of social activities. So I was part of the Girl Up. I was in different social activities. I was in a lot of societies because Delhi University is in that term has a lot of opportunities, a lot of societies here and there. So I had the head position. I was the president for few of the societies also. So in terms of my social contribution there, I was contributing a lot. I was even the vice president for Girl Up, which is a a global
I
brand
am
again.
aware, right? I'm
So
aware.
again, I have done a lot of work, but recently because of job, again
It
that
becomes difficult.
opportunity is not here. But of
Mm.
course, I think that was something that I've always been open towards. That if to get into Ivy League, that is something that I still need to maintain. Then I can spend my weekends on that. That like I can
Absolutely.
again join a Girl Up or
So,
something.
so that is what I am coming into. That
Hmm.
we are in the month of February.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have to send an application in the month of September this year.
yeah,
We are
yeah.
still 7 months away.
Definitely, yeah.
And
Yes.
in case we delay it a little more, delay it,
Hmm.
let's say 3 months more, because the deadline will be till January and
Exactly. If you send it in December, yeah.
December. So if we have 10 months of time, and in that 10 months, if I can do something towards society in a consistent manner and have a
Hmm.
larger impact,
Fact. Yeah.
then probably the effect on the admission committee would be large. Okay,
Understood. Okay.
right?
Okay.
So in the past, I have sent candidates to certain universities which are very competitive.
Hmm.
And the latest case was a Gurgaon resident who passed out of IIT Delhi, was
Okay.
working at Adobe,
Hmm.
and married, had his first child, and wife is with Adobe General HR.
Okay.
At one point of time, he got frustrated, उसका promotion नहीं हो रहा था.
Hmm.
So he said कि यार मेरे को ये technical से बाहर आना है और मेरे को आगे बढ़ना है. But
Hmm.
then the HR refused कि भाई आपके पास qualification ही नहीं है.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So he thought, okay, I'll probably chuck my job and prepare for my GMAT and go and study abroad. Probably.
Hmm.
He wrote his GMAT, got a 700 score. For
Hmm.
one long year, he kept sitting at home and he did literally babysitting at home. And then he went on to Kellogg Business School, okay,
Hmm. Which is very good. Yeah. Yeah.
which is tremendous, huh? And then
Yeah.
after completing his 2 year program, he got placed uh, in US itself. And then probably, after completing a 1 year of work, he came back to India and joined Excite as the country head. Okay? So
Hmm. Understood. Yeah.
that's how the journey worked. But that 1 year, okay,
Hmm.
his journey was different because he was managing the home front and being an
Exactly.
Indian male in the Indian context, doing that at that point of
Definitely
time,
very.
you
Yeah, I
know,
get a point. Yeah,
very
definitely
intriguing.
something society
Very intriguing,
criticizes for.
right? So that is
Yeah.
how things happen. So probably in your case, Anushka, today, social contribution is something that every other university is asking for. But if
Yeah.
you do a generic thing, probably that won't work. You'll have to find an idea that is unique and is
Hmm.
doable. It's doable for you. I'm not looking
Okay.
at a NGO structure for that. It might be a self-led initiative in your own locality. Okay.
Okay.
And if it is consistent, if you have video records or if you have photographic records of your work, even that is fine. And if somebody can give you a kind of a recommendation,
Hmm.
probably one of the benefactors, if they can give you a recommendation, that works even better.
Understood. Okay. Okay.
So that is
So.
point one.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sorry, huh? I'll just continue a little more.
Sure. Sure.
Secondly, most of these universities are inquisitive about your learning beyond
Hmm.
your job. So if you've
Uh,
stopped teaching yourself, if you've stopped your knowledge process, then it
hmm.
becomes a problem for the university. Okay?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So these 7 months probably just take up one or two courses which are quite light enough but are good in terms of knowledge and are from good
Understood.
universities online,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and
Okay.
please get it completed.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
तो कंप्लीट कर लो, सर्टिफिकेशन ले लो, और एक कम्युनिटी सर्विस कर लो. ये दो चीजें आप बस कर लो.
Hmm.
And in this period, in the next 7 months, are you looking at any opportunity of promotions or appraisals?
Yeah, so I do know for a fact that I've spoken to my managers and all. So I will be looking at the in the next appraisal cycle, they will be promoting me to associate consultant.
Wow. And by when do we look at it? June, July?
So now the thing is that my technically my financial year in terms of Big Four gets over in July, but the appraisals keep on happening till September also. So it's so I think July to September is that one period where I'll be
Yeah,
getting the
yeah.
appraisal.
So within 2 years of service, if you have one promotion, and within three
Hmm.
years of service, if you have one or two promotions,
Hmm.
that will work wonders.
Definitely. Okay. Got
That
it.
will work
Understood.
wonders.
Hmm.
Okay. So another set of example, you've heard of this university called University of British Columbia in Canada.
Yeah.
So last year I had placed a marine engineer there. Uh,
Okay.
so obviously they look at 4-year graduates. So this
Hmm.
marine engineer had 3 years of work ex with 2 promotions. And in the
Okay.
marine engineering companies, it is very difficult to get promoted. Okay,
Hmm.
very tough. So he
Yeah.
got promoted twice,
Okay.
and we applied to Southern Business School, which is UBC. We
Hmm.
got through there. We got through McGill, and
Hmm.
in fact, हमने बस chance लिया था. We applied to ISB Hyderabad. He didn't
Okay.
want to stay in India, but I pushed him. यार करके देखते हैं. We
Hmm.
got through there also. We got through there also.
Understood.
And his
Hmm.
entire profile, if you look at it, his academics were strong, just like you. He had good, qualifications in terms of technicalities. He's learned a
Hmm.
lot of things over the years,
Yeah.
and he comes from a business family background, but
Hmm.
he was working as a mechanical engineer and had two
Okay.
promotions in his 3 year of job profile, and
Understood.
a GMAT score which was, I believe, was 680. Okay, so
Okay.
that was, I would say, that was too high. That was pretty okayish kind
Oh,
of,
average. Yeah.
pretty okayish, but we got to the targeted institutions. So
Hmm.
this is what I'm aiming at, that if you can look at a GMAT score, if you can look at some courses and some community activities in the next 7 to 8 months, then
Okay.
probably we are at a very strong position of getting into a top-notch institution, either in UK or in Europe or probably in US also. Okay.
Okay.
And for the 3 year graduation problem, let me tell you that Harvard will accept us. Harvard
Hmm.
says that a 3 year graduation is also equivalent to a US university graduation. And
Yeah.
if other universities do not have the same viewpoint, we will have to go for a WES evaluation.
Okay. Okay.
You're aware of WES evaluation, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go for a WES evaluation, and as you are from Delhi University with good grades, I'm sure our overall GPA will match to that of American standards, and we will be able to get through that problem.
We will be able. Okay.
Anything else that you have in your mind?
I think just two, 3 points. So, I recently, in college in my last year, and I think 2021, around August, September, I opened a small venture of my own too. Like I was running a small private equity and venture capital firm where it was not about, getting the venture capitalist or something, or, a lot, not really a monetary activity, but more about educating the young professionals and students
Wow,
about what is a private equity. Some that is still there with me, but from last 4 5 months, of course, it's been dead because I've not been able. But I do have the mentors, I do have the team,
right.
I do have the recommendations and everything. So
Wonderful.
if we want, like I was about to ask you the same thing, that if you think this is something that it's really going to boost my,
Absolutely. This is
then
this
I
is a
can start it up again
yeah,
because I have the
absolutely.
resources right now
Yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah. So a long time back, I was planning for somebody else, and
Hmm.
somehow I had this kind of a plan in my mind that when you are fresh into work,
Yeah.
you earn, you enjoy, and you swipe off that money without thinking of anything else.
Of course. Yeah.
And then suddenly, every economy gets some resurrection at certain point of time, and you might
Yeah.
find yourself stuck at some place without much money in your hands. So
Hmm.
how do you, react to that? So probably good financial planning is
Hmm.
something that can liberate you as an employee in even in your mid 30s or probably early 40s also. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
So if that can be imbibed into the young population of India, which is in between
Hmm.
the age of 20 to 25,
Yeah.
that is an amazing thing.
Hmm.
It is
Definitely.
helping the economy, it is helping the youth out here. It is literally a great thing. And in itself,
Exactly.
believe me, मतलब, आज से 10 साल बाद भी if you want to come back
Hmm.
to this and grow it as a business, it is doable.
Definitely.
It is doable as a
Definitely.
business.
I'll definitely start it up again, so
Right.
that, I have that in the background. Plus, other than that, I've recently started a little social media influencer stuff and all
Sure.
too. So I thought that maybe it's something, as in hobby I can show on my profile,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I think
Color
I've
is
been seeing
always nice. Color
exactly,
is
because
always nice. Yeah,
exactly, because a lot recently, one of my friend whom I've known, she was a senior and she got into Columbia only. So
wow.
she's been telling me a lot that, being an influencer has a lot of weightage, because they see you as an all-rounder, then that you're just not focusing on work and academics. You can do both. You can have a social life and balance that. So I think that is something they have been so I
Yeah.
thought that this is something
So
that I can invest my time.
balance, that word
Hmm.
balance is very important when you're looking at Ivy Leagues, and particularly Columbia.
Hmm.
They're looking at people who are raising awareness levels of people. They're looking at
Hmm.
people with great writing skills or some sort of a passion that you follow, maybe music,
Okay.
dance, theater, or
Hmm.
whatsoever. So one of the most
Hmm.
important prolific students of Columbia as an Indian student has been a girl from Tamil Nadu who now heads Salesforce.com as a product head. So she
Okay.
passed out
Okay.
in 2021 and is probably, she joined as a product head immediately at Salesforce.com.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So this girl, if you look at her profile, right from school till postgrad, she used to write articles which got published in national newspapers. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And they were about sorts of things, various sorts of things. Okay.
Understood. Yeah.
So that affected her profile simply. So probably, this passion of yours, if it keeps on growing, if you are in an acceleration mode, if your subscribers are rising, and if you're looking at very
Yeah.
different angles of social influencers, then probably this can definitely work for a university like Columbia. And as I mentioned
Def.
earlier, ज़्यादा
Hmm.
experience भी मांग नहीं रहे.
हाँ हाँ वो exactly got your point. ठीक है I'll
Right.
keep all of these ready then. Hmm.
Absolutely. So in terms of our work, we
Hmm.
are ready to help in your application process.
Okay.
So what we do is prepare you for the essays,
Hmm.
edit the essays, we fill up all the forms,
Hmm.
we help you apply for the scholarships, prepare you for the interviews, and do your
Hmm.
visas as well. So the entire application process, right from the scratch of figuring out the universities and the courses till
Yeah.
getting your visa, okay,
Hmm.
applying for your visa is something that we are into. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so that is how things are.
Understood. Got your point. Okay. And what about the GMAT coaching?
GMAT is, look, as a company, ours is a consulting
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So we would not like to be in test prep because फिर ना वो
Understood.
mentality होती है कि हर किसी को test prep में डालो.
सही
तो
बात है
वो सही
exactly.
नहीं
No.
है.
No.
But I know players in and around Delhi NCR who are doing very well in terms of test prep. But before you get into that, I would
Hmm.
advise there is a diagnostic test available online, which
Hmm.
is from Kaplan.
Okay.
Just give that test and see
Hmm.
that what is the score. And this test should not be with preparation. It should be without prep. Just
Understood.
take the test and see where you are standing at the moment.
Hmm. Hmm.
If
Hmm. Hmm.
your target score is 720, which ideally should be,
Which
so
should
if
be yeah. Yeah.
it's 720 and if you're scoring like 640, 680 right now, then
Hmm.
probably you do not need a coaching. All you need is material. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
But if you're scoring somewhere, say 450 or say 440 or say 500, then probably we need to assess that which are the weaker sections. Okay.
Understood. Hmm. Hmm.
So that is something. I'm sure that you'll be very good with mathematics. Okay.
Hmm.
Very good with reasoning. Okay. And but just by hearing you, it seems that you'll be good with verbal also. But then
Yeah.
writing skills are something that I do not know.
Hmm. Hmm. No. No. I get
So
your point. Yeah.
yeah, so the AWA portion and the verbal criticalism is something that you might have to look at, that how are you
I'll yeah, exactly.
placed.
So I think as far as I know, my analytics or reasoning is has always been a good point because
Hmm.
I know that wherever that mind is required and all, I am good at that. Verbal again because I'm from ISC background, so
Hmm.
that helps me a lot. But
Right.
I think maths may I have because of ISC, I think I am not into that ratta and all of those formula based things. So I am pretty sure that those will be the areas where I have to grab the material and go through them again because I've
Okay.
never been that kind of person.
वो
Because
बस
ISC
practice वाली
teaches you
चीज
to
है.
be application based.
हाँ, but I'm an also ICSC product, so I
Exactly.
understand what you're saying. But पता है क्या है, मतलब इसमें ना सिर्फ practice वाली बात है. Maths has never been a challenge in GMAT.
Exactly. Hmm, hmm, hmm.
But now the thing is that section is timed and
Hmm.
every question is adaptive.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
जैसे जैसे आप अच्छा करते जा रहे हो, आपका लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी बढ़ता
Level
जा रहा है.
बढ़ता जाता है and that
हाँ,
exactly
और
understood.
वेटेज भी बढ़ रहा है. और जैसे
Hmm.
ही आप गलती करोगे वेटेज एकदम नीचे चला जाएगा. तो फिर
Understood. Hmm.
फिर वो डिफिकल्टी आती है. तो यू हैव टू नो कि मेरे को एरर करना है लेकिन कहाँ करना है.
कहाँ करना है? Understood.
So this is a very funny game. So this is
Yeah.
one thing. So
हाँ.
that is something that you have to strategize with. So that can be done. But I
Yeah.
think तुम पहले diagnostic देकर देखो that what is the
ठीक है.
score. if you can let
Understood.
me know that this is the score that I've got, and probably I can tell
Hmm.
you कि आपको कोचिंग में जाना है तो किस कोचिंग में जाना है, और नहीं जाना है तो कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, कौन सा मटेरियल लेना है. So there is a series of
ठीक है.
material that people normally use looking at their score.
Yeah.
So if you are scoring 600 plus, then the first thing that you do is the official guide,
Hmm.
and then follow it by doing Kaplan, and then
Okay.
follow it up by doing Manhattan.
Okay. Okay.
And at Manhattan, you stop.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So not everybody needs to do a balance. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's
Understood.
how. एक सीरीज होता है, तो वो एक्शन मतलब स्कोर देखते हैं ना, पता चल जाता है कि क्या सीरीज फॉलो करना चाहिए.
Where do you stand and what do you need to do? Understood.
What
I
do
get your point.
ठीक
Yeah.
है.
Yeah.
That is how things are.
Okay.
तो
Okay.
आप स्कोर देख के देखो एक बार, आप मेरे को बताओ, and then we can go ahead. So I'll ask Anjali to send you an email that will tell you about the scope of services that we
Okay.
offer, and I charge 60,000 rupees for sorry, in your case it is 90,000 rupees for an application to 5 universities.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
it involves all the work as I mentioned. So you can check out, and if it works out for you, let us know. We will be more than eager to help.
Perfect. Okay. I think it was great connecting with you, and
Same
I
here.
got to know a lot. So I have a clear vision as to how I want to plan things out, and I'll definitely be in touch with you. I'll look through the the services and everything, and then we can take this forward. Okay.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Bye bye.